Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 19 of Tosh News, where it is. Well, I mean, the people actually getting violent are, yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like,
Yeah, the protests and the anger is rising.
yeah, there's
everywhere.
protests. I never said there wouldn't be protests everywhere. I'm saying when it comes to the actual violence, though, that's pretty few and far between. Anyway, as I think it will continue to be. Anyway, the meme on the screen is obviously Jimmy Savile with Keir Starmer, because we do have a what's it called article on that.
Work out how expensive would that cigar be?
I don't know.
In
I
other
don't
news.
buy cigars. Anyway, Jimmy Savile died. He's never been convicted for paedophilia, so luckily he's dead, so you can't libel him. He was a paedophile. And for some reason, his name's being invoked by Labour, who are probably the last party who should be invoking his name.
So damn thick. Absolute retarded move. It's one of those moves that are so retarded. It's like, are you actually trying to help Nigel here? What morons?
Yeah, it's kind of it's like we complain and say reform because XYZ just doesn't have slightly good or slightly bad optics, and then someone just comes in, just flips the whole table, and is like, right, you want to see bad optics, hold my beer, right, and then he doubles. I'm sure we'll go into it, but then he doubles down. And you're just like, please.
Starmer's not said anything on it. It's the people around him who he's basically.
I meant the guy who said it. Yeah.
Well, he doubled down, yeah, and then Jess Phillips came out with it. As I say, we'll get into it, but a lot of people are like, "This is so on message. This has definitely been mentioned in cabinet," and then it was basically confirmed by the Telegraph. But anyway, we'll get into it.
Was it you or someone else that said that if it actually officially came from the cabinet, then it could be libelous, basically?
Oh,
I
didn't say that, and I don't know if it can be.
Okay. Well, obviously you wouldn't claim it legally, but you know what I mean. I heard it somewhere where, yeah.
I think I don't think it can be done for libel for saying like you support Jimmy Savile adjacent paedophiles talking to kids. It's just I don't think they should bother anyway. I think it's only help them. So you can't obviously claim damages. Anyway, international news. I've not been looking at it again. Israel's annoyed everyone. Oh, what's Bukele done?
Yeah, Bukele in El Salvador has got rid of term limits, so he's going to.
I think he's going to become king. Yeah.
Yep. Good.
I wish Farage could do that.
Who wants to be king?
we don't have term limits.
You do? Well,
no, we don't.
No, we got rid of the Fixed Term Parliament Act. You do have term limits. You still have a limit.
Oh no, when I say term limits, I mean the amount of times he can run.
Right. Oh right. Yeah, no, I just mean God Emperor of Britain.
So like Putin, where he's been voted in how many times now?
Well, they have 2 term limits, and then Putin played so Putin did his first 2. And then he played a little bit of sleight of hand. And they had Medvedev as president with Putin as prime minister, I think. And and then after that term, Putin said, well, the term limits, it was only 2 consecutive terms. So now so then he gets another 2. Oh, clever.
Amazing. This is like, what was it when the Democrats wanted to redefine, what was it?
A woman.
What was it? No. I mean, that's awful as well. But no, when they wanted to redefine, what was it? Not depression. Was it?
Recession.
Recession. That was the one.
Yeah.
By redefining what the word recession meant, it's just like, oh, it's not actually 2 consecutive terms of negative growth. It's actually XYZ. It's like, so now we're not in a recession. Yeah, but amazing. So Bukele's now going to be king. So what next?
Oh, Trump, federal disaster relief aid from any states that had any sort of anti-Israel stuff going on in them, which is a very bad.
That's based.
No, it's not.
Oh no, pro God, nah. Screw those states.
No.
Emperor Trump. Like all hail the Israel lobby. Greater Israel will happen by the end of the decade.
He had to backtrack on it though. They had to
Yeah, no
backtrack on
doubt.
it though,
No
because it
doubt.
was like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, okay, you're gonna withhold states for some other foreign power? You mad man. But the fact they thought of that's not good.
Yeah.
Uh,
What else?
I know.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to mention like the Visa, Mastercard stuff.
What's
There's been a bit of
happened
a
there?
pushback on that. Well, it's just a pushback at the moment, but nothing
Yeah, but
tangible yet.
What pushback on what though? I have no idea.
The
What's
gamers
happened.
are rising up. The gamers are
Right.
rising up.
Cero,
some
from the start.
Australian some Australian women
Yes.
went and contacted Visa and Mastercard saying there are games we don't like on Steam, remove them. And so, I mean, I don't think it was just them. They like Visa and Mastercard
No, they were
obviously
the
wanted
front.
to do this
Yeah.
too. Yeah, and
Yeah, they were
so
just the front.
Visa and Mastercard said we will stop supporting Steam unless you remove these games. So I think they remove what? It's like 11,000 games or something.
Yeah, something like
It
that.
was a lot.
I swear to God, if one of them's sex with Hitler 2, I'm raging. I'm not happy about that. Well, I was
It
going to play
probably
that.
is actually.
Yeah, so
Well,
they
itch.io might still be able to do it, but anyway.
yeah, so then Steam had to just capitulate,
Oh,
which is
that's stupid.
which is like just proving the problem with Visa and Mastercard, how much power they have over all online payments for anything, and anything they don't like, they think is damaging to their brand. They can just like just make it impossible for any sort of company to buy.
Yeah.
So
like you can say
interesting-
like
yeah,
you don't like these like games that were banned. Sure, I don't either. But it's just okay. Well, what's
But
next is the problem. with it.
Mastercard should not have power
Yeah,
to dictate that. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, what happened was they said, well, the leftist Karens, the screeching Karens, send like 1,000. Was it like 1,000 emails or something altogether?
Mhm.
And so the gamers are rising up. Yeah, the gamers decided, right, okay, well, we
Good
will
old
call
4chan.
them. Yep, send complaints, send like basically hit them where it hurts. So fill up all of their call lines so they can't actually deal with like normal customers as much. And then every time that they're rude, they'll send through a proper complaint. Basically, like a full. They are now causing issues that could even result in like I don't know if you would say as far as saying their stock will drop, but they are damaging the brand in another way. I don't know if it's actually going to do anything, but basically we're just doing what they did and just at a bigger scale. So hopefully that will be enough to reverse some of this. Because yeah, I think as I'll say the last thing on this, which is that I think Asman had it right when he said basically these people should basically decide if they want to be able to curate what is being purchased, in which case they should also be legally liable for everything that's illegal that's purchased through them, or they don't curate.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, either that or they don't curate it, and then basically they just keep an eye on anything that is illegal.
Yeah, that's been.
Which is what they should have been doing.
Well, that's pretty much what's changed with YouTube and the rest of them, because they don't curate; they're just a platform. Therefore, it's up to the advertisers really if they want to join in or not, and then that's why they accommodate them with the whole limited ads and stuff like that. So yeah, there you go.
So when they started trying to curate it, that was when there was a huge problem, because it's like, well, okay, you either start banning people who aren't illegal, like say, I was about to say his name, but I'm not sure if it'll nuke you or whatever, like Alex Jones or Stephen Molyneux.
That's fine.
And then you think, okay, well, if you're going to start curating, okay, well, are you going to now be liable for everything else on your platform? Obviously not. So, why are you able to start curating? But anyway, I won't harp on this, but that was something else that happened.
Yeah, their excuse is always, oh, it damages our brand. Nobody gives a toss about Visa and Mastercard's brand.
How do you can't,
Nobody thinks
it's
gives a single
impossible
thought
to
about
damage them.
Yeah,
They're like the only major credit debit card
yeah, exactly. Like,
providers.
Visa's doing payments on some website I don't like. Well, I guess I just won't use Visa. Yeah, never happening.
Well, I'm moving bank to another one that uses Visa. Yeah.
I mean, unironically, after this, I was fuming to the point where I was thinking, okay, well, what can I, what cards do I even have that aren't them? What can I now, what can I buy in cash? What can I,
Yeah.
But
Musk has
yeah.
talked about setting up another sort of payment platform, sort of outside
mean-
of there. But it sounds like it's a lot of work and trouble and
It is.
regulation and so much stuff to do anything like that.
That might be funny. Did he not basically have that with PayPal though?
Yeah, he co-founded PayPal, I think.
Yeah. So I
Maybe.
don't see
Or
why.
I'm
did I
not sure how
misunderstand
they. Yeah, I'm not sure how that, because I mean you use your Visa through PayPal, so I'm not sure if they're the same thing.
Well, it's not. I think it's still classed as a payment processor, but yeah, like the underlying infrastructure
Right.
is still. They're
Plus,
still going to be
that
using the network.
yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, that was back then. We've now had decades of regulation on top.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So what else has
also-
been going on? Oh yeah.
Well, good news to
we'll
finish
get
on.
into
The Sex with Hitler franchise is still on Steam and it's on
Oh.
sale.
Damn, there you go.
Yes!
There you go. I mean, I am still yet to play it. Thank you very much, Tharium, for sending it me.
Don't believe you.
What do you mean?
Don't believe
What
it.
do you mean? Don't believe? I'll play it one day.
I think you play it. I think you play it every day.
I can confirm I have
Like-
0 hours in Sex with Hitler 2. I don't even think it's installed for obvious reasons. I hate
Well,
it.
I think the other
Oh, it
night,
is installed.
you logged onto a. Oh, is it?
It is installed, yeah. But I have 0 hours, and it's not.
Oh my! How did that happen?
It is not controller supported. How am I supposed to play it one-handed?
You know, you know who face
Oops.
check age verification? Sex with Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Well, actually, just to pull down Tharium's high mood, just remember everybody that that what was it, Lil Tay? Like as the clock strikes midnight, and she turns 18, she makes an OnlyFans and is able to make. What was it? She said, "Thank you for the people that." I don't know if this was a meme, but she was like, "Thank you to the people that pre-ordered from like
Pre-order.
2018 or something." Yeah,
Yeah.
the pre-orders. But
When she was 11.
but you are the problem, chat. You're the problem. These people aren't the problem. Yeah, that was grim.
Do you know what we're talking about, Harry?
I have no idea. I was half listening, trying to get Streamlabs to work.
Some she's a rapper or something, isn't she?
I don't even. Yeah, I think it was it like
Some
one
sort
of
of-
those.
I don't know, some
Like-
sort of social media thing. This
Like
girl and she.
when the parents like throw money at you and you can make a music video when you're like 12
Yeah.
and you've got no talent but your parents have got money, so it's sort of passable, that kind of thing.
Oh, what was? Yeah.
But
Like
she
with
turned
like
18.
Rebecca, yeah, like Rebecca
Yeah.
Black, but with
I was
less
going to
talent.
say, yeah. Rebecca Black with less talent. Excuse me.
It's rap. So it's
Unbelievable.
inherently less talent.
Well, we'll see about that. Anyway, let's get into the
But
news.
yeah, sorry, Tharium. You I was going to
I'll let
say
Tharium finish.
just because you were actually explaining better than I was.
Yeah. I think, and then it was 1 million in 3 hours she made, didn't she?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's what she claims. So
Yeah. Don't know if that picture's real or not.
I do understand why people hate why kids hate capitalism. I do understand it.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Police chief pressure over statement linking riots to migration. Police chief says she was pressured by a government minister to retract a statement she made suggesting that mass uncontrolled immigration was one of the reasons behind the rioting last summer. Donna Jones...
No.
What else was it? What else could it possibly have been?
Just far right evil thugs.
Well, I'm not being funny, but pretty much all the targets were either police protecting hotels or the hotels themselves, plus a Greg's.
Well, this is Southport, isn't it?
Southport, well, that and the few other places it was, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of other places.
I can't. Was it that
I mean,
many?
there was also they were all a bunch of towns. There was also
That
they
was a
were
few.
at mosques and stuff.
There was one mosque I know of that wasn't Like, it was the wall outside that was damaged, along with every other wall on the street. You know, it was to get bricks to throw at the coppers. So, Donna Jones, the Police and Crime Commissioner of Hampshire and the Isle of Wight, said ministers phoned her after she made the controversial comments in the wake of the disorder following the Southport attacks. Jones said the newly appointed minister, whom she declined to name, told her, "You and I both know this has nothing to do with immigration," and asked her to take down the statement. I wonder which minister that was. It's one of the home ones, surely, but I don't know if it was immigration or what. Jones believed that episodes showed that the government was out of touch and fears that anti-migrant hotel protests will escalate and parts of the country risk falling into a state of lawlessness. She said, "Last summer I issued a statement urging the government to address the root cause of why people are protesting, and after I put my statement out on the same day, a Labour government minister called me and asked me to retract my statement. I told them that they were wrong and it's absolutely why people are protesting." These answers... Yeah, it just... We keep seeing this from Labour. There's not really much to add. We've been talking about this for over a year now.
I mean, it's weird seeing. I mean, if she's being honest here, like actually sort of behind the scenes, they're trying to keep up that facade. Because behind the scenes, they should. You wouldn't expect them to say something that stupid. Like I would expect the thing would be. No, I'd expect the thing would be look. We're trying to diffuse tensions. Don't do that. Use something like that.
No,
you think that they're getting. You think that they're getting high on their own supply, like they're actually believing their own propaganda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely
like multicultural. Yeah, they can't actually think this multicultural shit works.
Of course they do. No, they think it works because ultimately they do work in a situation where they get most of the good and none of the bad.
They must just think like, oh, it's just far right bigots. Like you even if you think that's just the case, you still got to accept. Well, it's because of the multiculturalism that's kicking off these far right bigots.
They literally, if you have nothing but lying to yourself with other people lying to you about this, yeah, you're gonna actually think this eventually. Like, people think there's all sorts of mass hysteria that goes on.
What's the expression they like? Privilege is invisible to those that have it.
Yeah, and these lies are the same thing. Like, they don't know they're lies, so they just assume it's true, and it's just like, oh, this police and crime commissioner is trying to stoke the tensions. She knows it's not true. Like, they think this. They're mental. Anyway, so yeah, she's right. He's wrong. Stop the boat. Based. At the time, her remarks were criticised by Nazir Afzal, the former chief Crown prosecutor, who described them as totally unacceptable and said she was appearing to justify rioting and criminality that police officers are bravely having to deal with right now.
That's an interesting name. Very beautiful British name.
I will say he's prosecuted grooming gangs, so...
I don't give a shit.
Okay, but it's just it's a stupid justification anyway. Like, oh, talking about the issue justifies the riots. No.
Well, they've been pulling that since Enoch Powell.
Oh yeah, of course.
What was it? Yeah, what was it? That thing, I can't remember again if it was on your stream or if it was elsewhere that we spoke about it. But it was like these people seem to believe in sort of words of power. If you say it, it will come to pass, kind of thing. If they just keep saying them,
they think everything's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Which,
like, if Tharium just one day sits up in bed, just bolt upright, and just says, "You know what? Diversity is our strength. Multiculturalism built England." Then suddenly, we'll all be in the streets. Like from what was it? Singing the equivalent, "Every sperm is sacred," like dancing,
holding
in the
hands, everyone together. I am the holdout.
The Simpsons.
I am white. I am the last holdout, destroying multiculturalism.
It will work. We just need everybody who
just need to arrest me.
Just
need to arrest me.
I mean, it's hilarious when you put it that way, isn't it? And also, unfortunately, gulags make a lot more sense when you put it that way as well.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, Police and Crime Commissioner, correct. Labour must stop 8 in 10 migrants crossing to break smuggling model. I don't think they're doing that. Is this from? That's from yesterday.
Is this what is this more like? His claim to like stop the gangs?
Yeah.
Is that
Well, to make it unprofitable for the gangs, you need to stop 8 in 10 because people will then stop paying for it. That's their point.
No, they won't.
I mean,
But-
they probably would.
And plus,
but-
like, plus, like, I mean, the boats. It's not just the boats. They're coming crossing like the trucks and stuff as well. Like,
I thought they mostly stopped that because they do spot
No,
checks.
After
apparently
they did the
apparently there's-
scanning, wasn't it?
apparently, there's been an uptick in that as well.
Well, I know
Basically-
the
and
truck
basically-
thing's
and-
easier anyway.
Yeah, and if you make the boats harder, then you'll just more people go
Yeah,
to
they
trucks and getting in people's
Well,
cars and stuff.
Well, they started doing they started doing the boats because the trucks started getting spot checked, and I think they like go through infrared cameras and stuff like that, so you can see if there's like, human shaped like glows in the back of trucks and things like that. So I think they're it depends if you get spot checked or not, obviously, but that did tend to work. But obviously that's apparently slightly easier than going through the boatway, I guess. Britain and France will have to stop 8 in 10 attempting migrant crossings if they're to destroy the business model of people smugglers, senior officials believe. The first migrants due for deport...
Hold on, I was just going to say one thing. I remember seeing it was a couple of years ago, someone tried to get into the United States by sneaking into the wheel arch of a plane. They ran across the
they died,
runway,
didn't they?
got into that. Yeah, they froze to death.
Idiot. It's not worth it, man. It probably is, actually, because Mexico's got a few problems.
Mexico's
anyway,
not bad.
South
It's
America.
like, I mean, there are some parts that are
it's
bad,
definitely
but
areas
Mexico
where
in
the
itself-
cartels take over.
Mexico in itself isn't bad. Like, I mean, tons of Americans go on holiday there every year. Lots of Americans retire there.
This
I hear lots of Latinas.
This sounds like what
But, I already heard that.
this sounds like leftists talking about London. I'm just saying.
No, but what the leftists talk about Mexico like it's some hellhole, like some that is just impossible to live in. When
But
it's
yeah, you need
it's
to
really
seek
not.
asylum from it. That's
It's
why you
not
need to
all
cross the
like
border.
that. I think there's a meme that puts it really well, where it's like the way right wingers see Mexico, and it's just 4 pictures of like gang warfare. And it's like what Mexico's really like, and it's like good food, Machu Picchu, like a beach, and then it's got a gang warfare picture.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's probably closer.
In some parts of in Mexico, they're actually trying to kick out the American tourists and the American expats there.
I did hear about
Because
that.
there've been so many Americans who have moved to some parts that they're just taking over, and the
Yeah.
locals are sick of it.
They really
Yeah,
are.
they wanna
our
deport them.
Spain.
Yeah, port them back to America. Goddamn Yankees!
Yep.
Keep Mexico Mexican, damn it!
Yeah.
You say, the retired
I mean, I can understand
Americans. Are the retired Americans that act like the Mexican Uncle Ruckus? They think they're Mexican. Oh, God. Anyway, the first migrants due for deportation to France under Britain's new 1-in-1 return deal will be detained by the end of this week, the Home Office said. The deal with France has been approved by the committee. Oh, you say wow. Do you know how many a week they're expecting to send over?
17.
It's
17,
more.
isn't it?
It's more than that. It's 50, but it's still absolutely nothing. Like per week.
What is the
And
what
this
the
is
point
and
of
this
one-
is
yeah.
exactly. And we've taken in at least 50 from them. So, so what's the point?
Oh no, yeah, we take in like thousands a week. If the weather's really good, it can be up to like over 7,000.
I think-
it can be.
I think on top of that, though, this 1 in 1 out means that France itself will send like an extra 50
Well,
on top of all the thousands that come.
well, I don't know where I read it, so I can't confirm it because I think I saw it on Twitter. So it's like I'll take this with a grain of salt. But I think so. The way it works is we send one over who's come over illegally. They send one back who's apparently vetted and apparently has connections into the UK.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, you'll just pay someone over there to say that they know you because nobody's checked.
Mm.
And then on top of
Well, they
that,
wouldn't lie
apparently,
about it, would they?
well, no, of course. But then on top of that, I don't know if this is true or not, but they could bring dependents as well. if they've been
Yeah, of
vetted.
course they can. They always can.
Which is just madness. Like, all of this is pointless, and even the BBC and Sky were saying to ministers, "What's the point of this? Because this isn't actually bringing down immigration. All that's happening here is that we get illegals, you send some of them back, but you're still bringing other
And you bring more
immigrants
in.
over."
Yeah.
The whole point is to stop that. That's what people keep voting for, and what every poll says.
You send one back, so that's like you take the people smugglers. The people smuggler is the one that you send back. Then he can get more, and he can come, bring more people over. Then you send the smuggler back. So you see, it's nice and sure the maths what it lays out or whatever.
I wish
It's completely.
I wish they just
Yeah.
at least try the Dominic Cummings school of dealing with these and just like kill or capture these people smugglers. Anyway, but you have to get France to do that. And I don't know why they don't do it actually. Like they're breaking. Well, I know why they don't do it. ECHR. The deal with France. Well, then they ignore that though, so I don't actually get it. The deal with France has been approved by the European Commission and comes into force on Tuesday. Hey, that's today. Dozens of beds have been freed up in immigration removal centres, and Border Force officials have been prepared to select those to be sent back to France. Any adult migrant who arrives on a small boat faces return, and under the arrangement, for everyone sent back, a legitimate asylum seeker will travel from France to Britain. They will have family connections to the UK or come from a country with a high rate of successful asylum claims, such as Afghanistan, Iran, or Eritrea. Yeah. Possibly the three worst countries.
What? I wasn't sure if you were just adding that in then as a joke for a minute.
No. They come from the country with the Taliban in charge. I mean, radical Islamist caliphate. I don't know where Eritrea is.
Is there a single country that has a low rate of successful asylum claims? I don't think there is.
Probably not.
I think
actually,
even like
North Korea,
Albanian, no, they get it. And to be honest, not unreasonably, but like I think like Albanians, we give. I think they're basically rubber stamped in.
Yeah,
and we're the only people who do that because that's mad.
Well, it was really. I still remember the BBC covering this. They basically were going undercover and asking. Can we get over? Trying to find out how a crossing actually works. And they were texted by these people smugglers to say, "Oh, a good way to get in is just to say you're in deep debt." Like, literally, they can literally just come in for bad financial decisions. Like, it's been nuts for ages.
So if I swim out
spent
to sea,
all my money on gacha. Please help.
Yeah, if I swim out to sea, I'll run. I'll do all my 10 pulls, and then I swim back, and I'm golden.
Yeah, well,
then you get a hotel.
Well,
get a hotel.
That famous.
They'll give me a phone. I can get another gacha.
Well, that Australian guy, Drew, what's his face? He was saying that he might just travel to France legally and then try and illegally cross over to Britain and just see what happens. Because it's like, why not? And then there's
I know he's Australian, but is it possible for us to illegally enter Britain, being British citizens? I'm just wondering that.
I don't.
Like if I went on the boat, is it just going to be like whatever?
Well, if you throw away documentation and stuff, say like give a false name and say like you're Australian or something, I don't know how good your Australian accent is.
I don't know, but I wouldn't have to do that.
Why not?
I could just say well, because I wouldn't have to throw away my documentation. If I just came and if they picked me up on a boat full of like the illegal immigrants, and I just go, here's my name, here's my passport. Like, is anything going to happen to me?
Well,
is that fine?
Passports.
I mean, that's fine, isn't
it? You've not done anything illegal there. You've entered, like, passport lets you.
Yeah.
Your literal passport, like, it's your home country, so nothing had happened to you. The only people who can do anything to you is France if you go there illegally. But I'm pretty sure you don't need a visa. I'm pretty sure it's just kind of free reign to go from France to Britain. I'm pretty sure the Eurotunnel does that anyway. I don't remember post Brexit ever having to produce my passport when I went to France. So there you go. Anyway, yeah, it's a really stupid move. It's not going to do anything yet again, and it's going to be another few million to get people over. Do you support the 1 in 1 out? I mean, even the Times.
Fucking freaks.
Even the
I
Times don't
hate
like
these
it.
people.
I don't. 58% is not bad for the
42%. Yeah,
Times.
yeah.
This
but
is the
42%.
Times, Tharium.
Retard.
This is good.
They're retards.
This is a centre left paper. Like, can you stop assuming everyone's like as based as us? Anyway, Chris Philp doesn't like it. Who cares?
It does show a tide. What would you call it? A tide shift or a vibe shift even.
Yeah, I did see as well. Rwanda accepting illegal migrants being sent over from the US, which was our plan.
Funny.
Just makes me want to. I'm just going to lose my mind one day. Police should reveal suspect's nationality. Hooray from today! Yay. Police should routinely reveal the nationality and asylum status of criminal suspects, Yvette Cooper has said, as unrest grows over the government's handling of migration crisis. Especially after this weekend.
Done this years ago.
Well, this just should be standard procedure. I mean, I'm not being funny, but whenever it's a white guy, you know that pretty much straight away. So why is it not the case with anyone else?
Especially because they bullshit with nationality all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like that guy,
British man.
That guy in that guy in Ireland who stabbed the police officer, and then the press all came out. Nope, Irish citizen born in Ireland. Yeah, and it's like Mohammed something or other. Yeah, very Irish. Typical
I've been
Irish
avoiding.
Man.
I've been avoiding Welsh choir boys for the last year because just terror.
I'm coming to get you.
The Welsh choir boys.
I'm coming to get you. The Home Secretary said the government was preparing a new legal guidance for the forces to provide greater transparency in the wake of an alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl in Nuneaton in July, who was raped by one Afghanistani and another one aided and abetted in a home of multiple occupancy that was full of illegals. Which, yeah, it's kind of nuts to say, but it's probably better off they're in hotels, because you don't know where these HMOs are full of these people. At least with hotels you do. In reality, obviously, well, ideally, they'd all be deported straight away, obviously. Downing Street said...
Were they trying something with Airbnbs at one point, or did I mishear?
Well, that's probably this HMO thing. They've evicted veterans, they've evicted single mothers, they evict people out of their homes that they've been renting for years to effectively bribe the landlords and get Cero to make them into HMOs, and then Cero's got like $2 billion or something from the government to oversee all this. Well, I'd rather have them in hotels, to be honest, but then I hate saying that because no, I'd rather, especially like rapists get the rope and the others get deported. Yeah,
cages.
Yeah,
cages.
Why not? Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Tim Davies, Fastjet Performance YouTube channel, good guy. He said how he's been approached to house illegal immigrants in his rental property, and they're paying well above his normal rate. I think it's like twice what he currently rents it at. But he just refused because he's actually a good man.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's crazy. Like. At first, they were pricing up hotels because a load of them were selling up to have the government take over, and now rent's going up now, and people are getting kicked out of homes because of exactly that. It's crazy.
How can you compete? Yeah, they'll pay like 2-3 times market rate.
Yeah,
to
house people who should never be here. Yeah,
there is a bit of a trend here, and
it's
I'm not going to notice things.
I mean, I do hate the people who take it, but like,
it's not that fault at the end of the day.
It's like you're just you're giving so much money, much more for doing nothing, and also I think they also throw in stuff like, we'll take care of any repairs and stuff as well. So all like the ongoing normal maintenance costs that you have running a rental is also taken care of. Mad.
Yep, exactly. So on Monday, Nigel Farage, the Reform UK leader, accused officers of covering up after Warwickshire police refused to reveal the immigration status of 2 men arrested over the alleged attack. He said that a rising public anger over migrant hotels was visible at protests across the country. That's the funny thing. It wasn't even from migrant hotels. This was a HMO. which the Warwickshire Council guy pointed out in the press conference
Excuse
as
me,
well.
Aaron. Do you have a study to prove that? Do you have a study? Where's your source today?
My source is this
What-
poor
what-
12-year-old girl whose life's going to change forever, I'm afraid.
That's
Yeah.
grim.
Yeah. But yeah, this was directly called for by the Britain is Lawless campaign from Reform, and sounds like Cooper's picking it up pretty much straight away. So she said that ministers wanted more information released to the public about criminal suspects earlier. We do think there should be transparency. We think more information should be provided, including on issues around nationality and asylum issues. And Warwickshire Police defended their decision not to release information about the alleged perpetrators. As the force said, once someone is charged with an offence, we follow national guidance. This guidance does not include sharing ethnicity or immigration status. And they were constantly, the Warwickshire guy was told, you're in contempt of court if you release it. You're not in contempt of court if you release nationality and asylum status of the perpetrator, because it doesn't influence the case. Obviously, the point of contempt of...
I was going to say, it might start influencing it more if they keep hiding it.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the other thing. If you hide it, it influences the case as well, because people make money assumptions.
Wasn't it like a meme in like Sweden or something? Like the other Scandinavian nations were sort of basically taking the mick out of Sweden because the news would be like, if it was a Swede, it would say, oh, white Swedish man, this high, whatever. And then if it was a migrant, it would be like, a man. A man did something to someone. Moving on.
And it was very bad.
There was
Yeah.
there was some of their crown jewels, I think, was nicked, or some sort of historical stuff was nicked from a cathedral in Sweden, and the police, when they're asking for suspects, said, "We are looking for 2 men." Wow,
Just 2 men.
Wow, that narrows it down.
Well, we got that all. Well, it's why the police had to whenever they appeal to Twitter for like, if you've seen this man who's suspected of like robbing this this daycare center or whatever, and people were like, we're looking for a man, like any age, any particular, I don't know, skin color, hair color, and police just don't.
Just a man.
Well, they started doing the appeals and hiding the reply, like no replies allowed, and they've just stopped doing it now. It's incredible.
in Game of Thrones when Cersei wanted Tyrion, and so people just started bringing in any dwarf that they killed, and saying it was Tyrion.
Yeah.
Are we going to get that? Like, police are looking for man. I'll just bring in a brown man then. This the one?
Just
okay.
Any.
Don't make the joke, Harry. Don't make the joke. Anyway, advanced nuclear reactor startup Nucleo pulls out UK with a heavy heart. Yes, nuclear energy startup Nucleo has announced it will wind down its UK activities to focus on more substantially supportive countries such as the US and France. The London headquartered firm said the decision could affect around 150 of its UK staff. Nucleo is developing lead-cooled fast reactors as part of efforts to reuse spent nuclear energy fuel on energy generation. It raised just under $500,000 from backers since its launch in late 2021, including a 135 million euro funding round in 2024. Long story.
But how could they be struggling, Aaron? How could they be struggling? Because I heard that the prices are set on the external market, and so therefore, like.
Well, you see,
we
have a completely useless energy secretary who said, yes, we're very interested in this sort of thing. And I don't think it says it in this article, but effectively the British government was just very slow to approve. It was very slow to support them, despite saying it would support them. And they've just said, screw this, we're going to France and the US where they're actively helping us. The thing is that we have some of the biggest spent fuel stockpiles ever. Like some of the most in the world. Guess what we're doing instead of funding stuff like this and helping these nuclear reactors get up and ready? We're covering but we're also covering the spent fuel in concrete and locking it away forever, despite the fact it could be and probably is a very, very useful fuel. I cannot tell you the contempt I have for people like Ed Miliband, who just have this pie-in-the-sky, ridiculous solar panels everywhere, wind farms everywhere, nonsense approach to this sort of thing, and is covering up our own fuel. Like, give me Richard Tice so that he can put Ed Miliband in jail, please. He has to be done for corruption.
Trump was quite funny with the wind farms on his visit.
What did he say? What did he say again? I forgot.
He was just like calling them all ugly all the time. It was just how awful they were. And like he was pointing out, at my golf course, I can see these horrible, ugly windmills. They kill so many birds,
Oh, not the bird thing.
So many birds.
I really hate the
to be
bird
fair,
argument. But...
it is something that I guess normies are going to pick up on, because you can say to them, a wild Harrian appears and tells the normie, you do realize that you can't exactly regulate the amount of energy that they produce, and so you can overload the grid. But then Trump comes along and he's like, these birds, they were so happy. They were the best birds doing the birdie thing. And then they hit a windmill and now they're dead. You don't want a dead bird.
Yeah, but
and then that's
the only annoying thing with that is that it justifies Peter saying ban cats because they kill birds. Like, nah.
I mean, I can ban cats as long as they don't ban dogs. But I'd be sooner to ban Peter as well, because I think they're more of a threat to cats and birds than windmills.
Aye.
But that's just me.
So Nigel Farage would enable modern day Jimmy Savile, says Jess Phillips. Thank you, Jess. Very cool. Just the most odious woman in politics, probably. Do not like Jess Phillips. Reform UK's pledge to repeal the Online Safety Act would empower modern-day Jimmy Saviles, who would abuse children online, a Labour minister has said, reigniting the row between the government and Nigel Farage's party over internet age verification, despite the fact they've said they'll replace it with something that actually does protect kids, because it's comically easy to get a VPN.
You don't even need a VPN.
No.
How much is Roadblocks?
How much is... I don't know. I don't know.
How much is Roadblocks? Yeah, if you want, I hate to say it, but yeah, if you want access to kids, it's not those sites that's the threat. If you want to protect them from people who would hurt them.
Why would you say that? Why would you phrase it like that?
Because
it's a great Roblox. If you're a paedophile, get Roblox. Great access to kids. I know what you mean, but God.
I'm not trying to make it an ad now that I think about it.
Believe it or not, this stream is not sponsored by Roblox.
I'm definitely not after that.
Jess Phillips, the Home Office Minister for Safeguarding and Violence Against Women and Girls, uses an article in Monday's Times to accuse Farage of indifference towards victims and putting clicks for his monetised social media account over children's safety. Again, I'm going to cite polls. Like, he really doesn't need to do that for clicks. The attack on Reform's leader came a week after he demanded an apology for Peter Kyle, which, as I said on Twitter, sounds an awful lot like paedophile. The Science and Technology Secretary who said Farage had put himself on the side of predators, such as Savile, one of the most prolific paedophiles in British history in opposing the law. Kyle, who has refused to retract his criticism, go on. Well, you got to say something, Sarah.
I was just, first of all, Tory Rebuttal said we need Cero out of context. We do not need that. I'm bad enough in context. But the other thing I was going to say is I'm sure that we already mentioned it, and anyone who's sort of seen me just crashing out in the Discord, are these the people that really want to talk about children's safety? Do they really want to be?
Well, this is the other thing.
We're
grooming gangs.
So, on one side, you've got grooming gangs, Southport, and on the other end, you've got abortion up to the point of birth. Do we think that these people have any care at all for children?
Well, they say they do.
Well.
Apparently, they care about children so much that the Online Safety Act has required age verification for a SpongeBob episode.
Oh, it's been so many things.
Like, you have to. You are. I don't know which episode it's for. I can't remember, but I saw it on Twitter. Like, you have to, get your face checked or given ID to watch one particular SpongeBob episode, and I have no idea why. I don't know why, but just hearing the words "you need to verify your age for a SpongeBob episode" is crazy, and it's not like a porn parody or anything like that.
Is it an episode with that squirrel girl? And like Patrick's going, I hate this filthy immigrant from the surface.
I have no
Can't
idea.
have any of them squirrel immigrants.
I don't know, but that sounded nothing like Patrick. I commend the effort.
It's not.
You tried.
I wasn't trying. I don't think that's an actual episode.
No, well, it might. I don't know. I have no idea to answer that question. So Phillips has joined the Cabinet colleagues' rhetorical assaults on Reform's leadership, warning that sexual exploitation of young girls exposed by Baroness Casey's review of the grooming gang scandal is now rapidly moving online. Recalling the case of the modern-day Savile Alexander McCartney, a Northern Irish sex offender who was jailed for 20 years last year after grooming underage girls as young as 4 via social media. Why is a 4-year-old girl on social media? Sorry, but that's the parents' fault on that one. She said stronger safeguards were needed to protect children online. Phillips said that.
Yeah,
I mean,
her parents.
These people though, they're not. They don't have a problem with porn. They're fine with porn. It's such a joke. It's like in Sweden when they. So in Sweden, you can, if you're Swedish, you can no longer
Sell it.
You can no longer purchase OnlyFans stuff, but you can still be on it making it yourself.
Big brain.
This is their attitude, really.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but they want to like some of the sex education they've suggested they want to show porn to kids to basically let them know, well, basically help them understand sex at like 13. Also, another point that kept coming up, they want 16-year-olds to vote, but don't think 16, 17-year-olds should be able to view everything that comes out of Parliament and basically be treated like adults, but they should be able to vote like one.
This was something I crashed out about as well.
Yeah.
Well, people found out Peter Kyle, that one twat. He made a post a few years ago saying how when he was 30, he got assessed and had a reading age of 8.
I mean, to be fair to him, that is a higher reading age than me. But
you're not an MP. And it's like this is our MP.
Well, this is
literal retards.
This is even worse. He's above an MP. He's a minister. Yeah, quite. I mean, I did retweet that saying these people run the country. By the way, it's not good. Suicide of 12-year-olds as well.
Wasn't he the one that? Oh, yeah, sorry, Karen.
No, it's fine. You go. No,
I was just saying, wasn't he the one that was making all the accusations against? Farage?
He's the first one to do it, I think.
Oh, there's selfies of him and the ex-defence minister who's been done for paedophilia, and kept getting caught on Twitter replying to barely legal boys posting physique, basically saying I'd love that penis, things like that.
Him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He was arrested for paedophilia. I can't remember who was charged or anything like that, but it is the sort of thing. Peter Kyle, picture with him. Oh, we got to stop the pedos. It's like, okay, man.
It is the ultimate like projection, isn't it? Like the what was it they called it? I think Tim Pool or whatever, the iron law of work projection.
Oh yeah.
Suddenly out of nowhere they come out and saying, "Oh, we need to protect children," and you sort of think, "Oh, I wince." My, the hairs on the back of my head stand up. It's like, what did you do? What, It is absolutely grim because it's like, do you know anybody? I mean, sure, right? You don't know everyone you speak to online, but I don't know anybody who goes on to, these websites and comments on nearly underage boys. I don't know anyone that does that. You know what I mean? It's sure I don't get out much, and I don't think that many people who are even that different from the norm, basically. And somehow when it comes to politicians and some of these people, they seem to be surrounded by it. I just don't understand.
There is an idea that to get anywhere in politics, you sort of need to be a part of it. Otherwise, they just won't let you in. Kind of like
Like-
how gangs will make you murder someone to sort of have that on you.
Oh, I guess it kind of makes sense. I guess wasn't that basically the whole idea of the Epstein Island? Basically,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, allegedly. I mean, obviously, we know that that no one actually went to the island.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
uh,
There were no clients. Nothing
it
happened.
was an empty island. There was actually nothing on it. There's actually not an island. You know,
It's a weird
not to
thing,
get-
though. Anyway, Keir Starmer to set out path to recognising Palestinian state this week. Yeah, this is straight
another thing
after
that no one
this.
cares
But,
about.
well, this is the problem, Sarah. A lot of people care about this because of a massive imported demographic.
I can tell you that Bibi Netanyahu doesn't care.
Well, no, he
You know?
does. Well, no, he doesn't. But a lot of voters do. A lot of whom probably shouldn't even have a vote, frankly. So Keir Starmer will set out a Middle East peace plan that will put Britain on a path to recognising a Palestinian state amid mounting cabinet pressure. The PM will hold an emergency cabinet meeting on Gaza this week to sign off a plan after discussions with Trump on Monday. In the wake of the meeting, Trump acknowledged that there was a real starvation in Gaza and called on Israel to allow every ounce of food into the region, which I believe they're doing now. Number 10 said that Starmer and Trump... Not very well. Number 10 said that Starmer and Trump discussed plans being drawn up with France and Germany to bring about a lasting peace amid concerns of a humanitarian catastrophe.
There
Yes.
is a whole bunch of countries now sort of pushing for this.
Oh, yeah.
Canada is as well.
Well,
So it's clearly been
another
some
country that we don't care about.
but
Sorry,
it's clearly
Canada.
it's clearly been some organized push from somewhere
well, it
and
was...
for all these countries to do this at the same time.
Yeah, about a year ago, it was like the crazy woke ones, like Norway and Ireland and Spain were pretty much the only European ones doing it. Now it's quite a lot of them, and
More serious countries as well.
Yeah, and well, there's
So this
kind
is,
of two
this has
reasons
been
for this.
coordinated
Well,
by someone.
yeah, one is definitely that reason. Another reason is obviously the not that one. There it is. The Your Party, the Jeremy Corbyn Party being launched. Because initial polling shows that that's going to be siphoning.
Yeah, but I mean that's not the
politics.
reason for this because it's
Not the
it's
timing
an
for it, yeah.
international thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely coordinated.
I mean, tinfoil hat, but I would say that it's probably more closely, linked to some of the conspiracies around the whole Epstein thing, where people are like, "Oh, is there like a third party that might have blackmail material?"
Yeah.
And some people, I guess most people online will usually blame Israel for most things. So I guess eventually,
I mean, there's like the Bilderberg Group and Trilateral Commission.
I've
or
also been
definite
playing
sort of
Deus
power
Ex again
players.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the ideas people have had is that, well, if you it's probably easier to accept all these people as refugees if you accept Palestine as a state. So this is
Right.
like the precursor to that. We
God.
recognize them and then we import them all. Which
Right.
I mean, that's Israel's plan. Just move them all into Europe, and then they'll take over the area.
Fun on a bum. Anyway, let's laugh about Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn's launch of the new political party suffered a bumpy start as he was immediately forced to clear up confusion over its name and play down claims of a split. The former Labour leader ended weeks of speculation after an aborted launch earlier in July with the unveiling of a new party on Thursday dubbed Your Party. Within minutes, Zara Sultana, the party's co-founder and fellow independent, intervened to confirm that it was not the party's new name. Instead, she said the members of the radical left-wing movement would get to choose the name at a conference to be held in coming months, probably autumn. It also emerged that members would set policies, aims and strategy, prompting questions about how substantive the party that Corbyn and Sultana had launched would be. Do you know what it's going to be like? It's going to be like that Social Democrats for America point of personal privilege, don't use pronouns.
That was awful.
It will be
Don't
that.
clap.
It'll be
Don't
that, and
clap
then
'cause,
some
you know.
Muslim guy will be, "Shut up! I am talking now."
What?
It'll be the mix between that.
Why is this woman talking? I'm a man. I mean, it feels like the left wing are accelerating quite quickly into irrelevancy. I don't know what it's like. Labour got elected in, and they've just tried their best to be a nothing. Like, it's got so bad that even Aaron Bastani's constantly putting the skin suit on of like post-liberal right-wing talking points. It's like, oh, you know, for years he'd be like, yeah, immigrants built Britain, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that's not worked for 2 years, so he's pretending he doesn't believe that. And yet every policy he wants is basically open borders.
I have seen some people saying that
yeah,
since becoming a father, that might have sort of changed his perspectives on things a bit, given him a bit more to worry about. So that sort of, he's got this fight in him currently between like basic fatherly instincts of survival versus his liberal shit.
he's got.
Well, I guess that's partly why the communists wanted to destroy the nuclear family, because it gives you ties to something of the tie a lot. The ties that bind are a lot tighter than to the state.
I don't think he's changed a single one of his opinions. I basically think it's all a bit of a grift to keep Navarra somewhat relevant, because I still listen to Navarra just to keep an eye on them, and they've not changed their opinions on anything. You remember when Ash Sarkar did that apology tour for Sorry for Being Woke and whatever? You actually listen to them, they're still full-on communists. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're just better with the optics, because they have to be, because they can't be openly anti-Britain anymore. That's all it is.
My theory is, I mean, again, I'm not going to sprawl too much on it, but my theory is that basically the left did a couple decades of the long march through the institutions, and it was a slow incremental change, and they basically just rushed to the last bit. You know, they basically went from they essentially fumbled just like post Obama, and
Democrats,
I think that that started you know, because obviously it's a huge global influence, but other parts of the world as well. You know, you had like the EU, you had all of these sort of institutions essentially trying to rush the last bit of the grip, essentially. And then the tide started turning. They noticed that the tide started turning slowly, and rather than slowly trying to course correct it, that's when they started hitting really hard with the third wave feminism, with the BLM stuff, with you know, then they started jumping from one thing to another, trying to keep the momentum going, and essentially tried to push over the line. And I think that now they're getting to the point, well, we're past that point now, where people started talking about peak woke. Like, sure, we're probably not completely past peak woke, but there was a peak, and now every time that they try and push now, they're actually starting to push people away, rather than being able to sort of finalize their project, so to speak. That's kind of the way I see it.
Oh,
so
I mean, that's all.
Now, yeah,
kind of been the left forever, to be honest. Well, not forever.
They just did it slower.
Been a century.
Yeah, they did it slower.
Well, the way the left have won in Britain over the past century is effectively any time the Tory poo the bed. That's basically all that needs to happen for Labour to get in. So obviously that happened under the last Tory government, and now they're in now, and everyone remembers why they hate them. Apart from public sector workers, but even public sector workers I know hate them. So it's quite a funny one.
It is a weird place, because so for example, for me, ever since I was able to vote, I voted Conservative up until after Brexit, where I basically just middle fingered all of them. Well, that sounds terrible. That's more Cero out of context. I gave them the middle finger, and I can think of people who are equally. I know people who are equally as disillusioned with Labour. So they used to be able to rely on like rebound voting, and I just do not think that that's going to last. So I don't know what's happening at the moment. I don't think anyone does.
Well, people are either going to vote for who they've always voted for, Labour or Tory, but that's, I don't know, like 25% of the people that did that maybe 10 years ago. Then you'll have young radicals who keep voting left wing, and basically everyone else either won't vote or votes reform. That's pretty much all you've got for now. You know, Lib Dems might pick up some votes actually, because
What do you
Ex-Tory
think?
voters will move there. You don't like
What do you
Farage.
think? Oh, sorry. I was going to say, what do you think the risk is that say we end up with like Lib Dem reform and they just turn into just conservative Labour by another name?
That's what they are, really.
Yawn. Wait, you
Oh,
mean
no,
Lib
no. I'm
Dems?
asking as a genuine question.
Yeah, well, Lib Dems basically already are Labour, but nobody cares what their policies are because they're never getting international government, and they're never expecting to. Like nobody will care. They'll kind of be the legacy party of the old system, despite the fact they weren't either Tory or Labour.
Well, I mean, if they're picking up like 75-ish odd
Yeah.
seats.
Yeah.
That could very well be they'll be
They won't know what to do.
coalition makers, but they could be the serious coalition maker in that position because that says substantial a number of seats.
I don't think they'll make coalition. I don't think they'll do it with Reform. I think if Reform are going to do a coalition, it'll be either with DUP or might have to be any remaining Tories, which would be really funny. In fact, I kind of hope it's the Tory one. That'd just be really funny. I'd throw an outright majority.
I think
we'll see.
I think that Lib Dem have still got a bad taste since the last coalition.
Well, no, it's so funny. Like I keep asking my brother about Lib. Like, are you just never going to vote Lib Dem? And he's like, oh, I just can't get over uni fees. And I'm like, what? They didn't. You know, they weren't the major party, right? They were only part of the coalition. But
that was brilliant Tory campaigning or politicking, whatever it was. They managed to get the blame entirely on them.
Yeah, at least the Lib Dem government will make the trains run on time and they'll be quiet. You know what? Fair. They've got my vote. They've got my vote. Yeah. Anyway, that's Corbyn's party. Pro-Palestine group announces siege on Labour MPs. That's
sorry, just really quickly on the last one.
Gone.
So this is effectively the momentum split, effectively, right?
Yeah.
What is the Dark Lord doing these days?
Well, nothing. I don't know why people take it like he runs an institution. He influences Labour a bit. Pretty much it. Like he's an ex-PM. He's doing what all ex-PMs do and doing whatever his job before was, which I'm pretty sure was a lawyer. So he's just doing human rights.
Well, that's like saying Obama isn't involved in American politics anymore.
I didn't say he wasn't involved. I said he's influencing. But I don't think it's as much as people on the internet say.
I think Starmer got a bit carried away and sort of thought, no, I'm in charge. I can do what I want. And we're sort of seeing that crash and burn a bit.
I think Blair's looking. I mean, you know, Mark Carney over in Canada, he ran for Prime Minister because he had a lunch with Blair, who suggested he should. I think Blair's looking beyond Britain at the moment, to be honest. I mean, bear in mind he's an internationalist.
He always has been, yeah.
Exactly. I don't think he really cares what's going on in Britain because I think he's got bigger pawns to play with. So he's probably trying to influence America through Canada. You know, have bits here and there in Britain as well. You know, but every time there's like, oh, here's the Dark Lord's plan from the AA lot or whatever, it's a plan that falls flat, like the Albania thing. So he either isn't influencing them that much, or he's just really bad at this now. Which, I mean, let's be fair, the amount of people who were in their heyday in the 80s, 90s, and noughties, whatever, and fell off really hard. I'm talking like, you know, James Cameron, Steven Spielberg. Those are two directors. There's probably basically
David Cameron.
Well, he was never good.
Oh yeah.
Well, neither was Tony Blair, to be fair. But these people who were competent in the past, I don't know what it is about that generation, but they've all just completely fallen off post like 2015. Like nothing is good that the people who should be good at their jobs with all the experience are like doing. So that's a possibility as well. But all you can do is speculate on Blair because he's very secretive. Go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't think it was all Trump, but I think that everything that sort of culminated into Trump just melted the brain of. I think it melted everybody's brain to some extent. Like, because essentially it was like the third it was just like a complete out of left field, like black swan incident as far as politics was concerned. Everything just went on its head. You know, yeah, Brexit and Trump, I think, just melted the brain of the left for sure, but I think even the right to some extent.
Oh yeah,
Every-
I mean,
Everything's
Trump
gone.
Trump definitely has a lot of cultists who are just retarded.
I'm
Got
working
that
on
right.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
rehabilitating.
I'll be funny, but like MAGA cultists are really funny, so I don't really mind them.
No, but they are cultists.
Yeah. No, it's politics. You'll always have that.
Wait, I need to find my hat. Where is
Anyway.
it? I've got it around here somewhere.
Anyway, pro-Palestine
there it is.
groups announced siege on Labour MPs. Pro-Palestine groups are planning to besiege Labour MPs, councillors and staff on Monday to force the party to take an even tougher stance against Israel. The Palestinian Youth Movement has sent an 8-page booklet of instructions to solidarity groups across the UK to take part in a national day of action against the Labour Party for its partnership in Israel's genocide on Gaza. God, remember, was it last year, I think? Or maybe the year before? I think Tories might have been in charge. But remember when the Speaker completely screwed around with an opposition day, screwed over the SNP to get the Labour motion tabled about Gaza to protect Labour MPs? Entirely possible the same thing happens here. Like, Parliament just gets, like, procedure completely changed just to keep Labour MPs from being, like, maimed. Which I laugh at, but that is a serious risk and one that they keep sticking their heads in the sand over. Oh, I have to get more security, but you know, diversity is our strength, etc. To be fair, that is a phrase I've not heard for a while. To be fair, but they still clearly don't want to deal with that being a lie.
Yeah, the odd talking head will mention it. Like, what was it that you did the video? What was it the airhead that you did the video about
Today?
Yeah, I think it was today.
Oh, Zoe Gardner. Yeah. Yeah, well, she's a paid shill off in
literal
migration.
talking head. Yeah. Actually, it's not fair of me to say airhead. I think she definitely has more credentials than I do, so I've got to give her that at the very least.
Shouldn't even finish a PhD, mate. I'm smarter than her. Yeah.
I think Sargon's take on her is right. That it's all just a shit test with her.
What do you mean?
She wants to be told no by Daddy.
You know, it's funny you say that. It does sort of ring true in the back. I didn't see the video, but it does actually ring true in the back of my head. It's just like sometimes just a good no, just a good solid no. Just no, enough.
I think that she's paid to say that stuff makes a bit more sense personally. Anyway, in a set
Two
of
things can be true at once.
Well, maybe. In a set of 4 demands... I'll just read them. Oh, no, that's a toolkit. So in a set of 4 demands, it says the government must go significantly further. It demands that David Lammy, the Foreign Secretary, be immediately sacked and tried as a war criminal at The Hague.
Nice, I support this.
You know what? Handshake with the pro-Gars a lot, you know? They're not all bad. The document vows to make Zionism a political crisis for the political class in this country. God. And calls on its supporters to identify and target their weakest pressure points. Labour MPs, peers and groups campaigning against anti-Semitism have condemned the plans as a sinister attempt to intimidate elected politicians and their staff and called on the police to protect them. Luke Akehurst, the MP for North Durham, said, "These intimidation tactics targeting our officers and staff are completely unacceptable. Harassment by threatening a siege towards elective representatives and their hard-working caseworkers who serve all constituents in their public service across every line of democratic debate." Do you remember just after Southport last year, you had that obviously fake, these are all the places, like lawyers' offices, MPs, councillors, whatever, that we're going to protest outside of? Wink, wink.
Oh, yeah, the Federalist.
Yeah, and like every far-right person on Twitter was like, yeah, we don't know where this has originated from, don't trust it, don't go to any of them, like obvious honeypot. And then like 12 people appeared on a roundabout in Blackpool and 5 people turned up wherever it was in London with like 1 million people counter-protesting, all with socialist worker banners, stand up to racism banners as well, whatever. How is this any different to that? Like, you know, I don't think this is a fed, right? I think this is real because I think these people are crazy. But the threat that everyone was saying is terrible, this is the same thing from the left, from the pro-Gaza lot, but obviously you're not getting the universal condemnation of it. In fact, it's kind of been
They're
a
brown.
midway.
You can't attack brown people.
Like, I say this every time. The people who have been arrested for supporting Palestine action, basically all white. Like, let's just be
but
clear.
the brown ones don't get. Yeah, because they'll only go after them. They won't go after the brown ones.
No, it's because ultimately it's a white movement. Frankly, like Palestine action.
No, it's because
youth demand. They are very white movements.
It's because the Muslims vastly overestimate their actual numbers in the country. But when they do say something, they're not going to get arrested.
I mean, there's a point. There's a point there, sure, but these pro-Palestine movements where they actually like write things. Well, you never know. It's in Arabic there. To be fair.
Yeah. Let's not pretend that they're all innocent in this, because they're not.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying these are largely white-fronted and white-faced movements. You know, obviously there's non-natives within these movements. Obviously, how big they are, you know, it's not like it's 1 or 2. It's, you know, double-digit %, sure, but it's still a minority from everything I see. Not when it was like the October 7th protests all in London. Like that was very diverse. But to keep the momentum up, the ones keeping the momentum up all these years later are making all these groups. As I'm saying, a lot of them are native, and it looks to me like the majority are, but you know, we don't have stats or whatever. You know, that's quite diverse. That's a pro-Palestine march from in London this year, but you know, you're not seeing this Palestine youth movement. And to be honest, a lot of these people don't look particularly youthful, so I don't know if that's the same thing.
No, this is something that you see. Asman's actually been commenting on it recently. When he often says there are 2 types of people in the world that cause like most of our problems, which is Karens and incels. But if you look at a lot of these protests, they're all usually like, I guess, the people who aren't in work, who don't need to work, right? So you've got people who are usually like people in retirement, or you know, there are some sort of paid protesters or whatever.
Extinction Rebellion was like all pensioners or students.
Yeah,
like there was barely any in between, and if it was people from pretty much old money with double-barreled names.
Well, exactly, because the rest of us need to work.
Yeah, and
so we don't get to just go to some random.
And now that they've got Ed Miliband in charge, that cause is pretty much over. So a lot of them have moved over to this cause, because the 80-odd-year-old vicar who was arrested for supporting Palestine action. She was in Extinction Rebellion smashing glass on the Magna Carta. Like these people are just mental, and you know, the people who are in Extinction Rebellion who are now supporting Gaza, the Venn diagram's basically a circle. They're the same people. Because all they know how to be moral is to protest. They think protesting is moral because Martin Luther King's civil rights movement. Because that's pretty much all you learn in... Well, it's not pretty much all you learn, but it's a big part of what you learn in school, in history. The older people, just admired it. You know?
Sorry, I was going to say I'm pretty cynical, so I've always just assumed that when you protest something and the government doesn't harass you and then does what you said afterwards, it's because you were protesting something that the government already wants.
Yeah.
Well, there's that was definitely Extinction Rebellion, yeah.
And so what I think is happening is that they're now protesting things that the government doesn't care about, and they're confused because nothing's happening. It
is happening.
I'll call it the plight of... Well, I'm saying the plight of... Well, it doesn't actually mean anything. But I was going to say I will call it the plight of the useful idiot, and that is how I will try and think about it. But yeah, it's just like what was it, the Bureau of Statistics or whatever it was, where they say 70% of the population believe XYZ, but it's like I don't remember being asked at all.
Oh, right.
And I feel like it's exactly the same in this case.
The YouGov polls, they often manipulate them because they know they've got a profile on all their people, so they can know who's going to vote for what. They can make a good guess of that, and they can just stack it however they want.
Yeah,
Like I know Sargon's has said his wife is signed up for that, and she's more far right than he is, and she only ever gets questions about
many
like
such cases.
shopping habits and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
there you
it
go.
is all scuffed. Anyway, sorry,
Anyway.
Aaron, I derailed again.
It's okay. Anyway, Labour MPs are under threat from Palestine movement. Will the police do anything? Who knows? But they're also planning a big old Palestine action protest in London, I think, and it's like there's too many of us to arrest, I think, is their hope. Which, unironically, yeah, will probably
there's too many of them to arrest because the police are all busy protecting hotels.
Well, there's that as well, I suppose. Yeah. Well, there's just not enough police either. Voters say Nigel Farage's reform is the party of business of UK business. Hooray! It's seen as the most pro-business party in Westminster. Fresh polling produced for City AM has found one of the first major signs the public is warming to Farage's economic policies. It was quite funny. I was my dad's birthday this weekend, and he always says like his one problem with reform is they keep promising to give out money with the child benefit and winter fuel payments and whatever. And I basically said, I'm an instinctive Thatcherite, but ultimately, if they're costing it to about 5 billion, I think that's a better bribe than Labour, who promised like 50 billion or whatever. Plus, they keep saying it's actually going to British nationals, rather than anyone who comes in.
Chagos Islands.
That does not mean British people.
Yeah, I know. Nothing's perfect.
I mean, it's a good start, to be fair. Like, okay, so step 1, we're not sending money to Chagos. Step 2, we'll worry about the next part. I don't know. Maybe I've just become so cynical at this point that that now is considered a victory for me.
Yes. So political parties have long battled to present themselves as a pro-business party, with Labour's Chancellor Rachel Reeves wooing company bosses and city firms in the lead up to last year's elections, promising to be the most pro-business government the country has ever had. That's so funny in hindsight. But the latest City FM Freshwater strategy poll on the UK voters show that Reform UK is deemed to be the party most likely to support UK businesses' needs.
This isn't actually an achievement.
I mean, okay,
given
the bar is
given
very
the competition,
low. I'll give you that, but it's still good news.
We're hardly talking about Singapore, level of competition here from the party.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, Reform priced at an average of 4.8, while Labour came in lower than all of the parties at 3.8. It's actually quite close. Badenoch's Tory party was raised
really
at 4.4. I mean, to be fair, if I was a business, I'd just hate government in general as well, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Reform or not, why would you be here at the moment, really?
Well, because there's hope. Young voters saw Labour as being the best place to support the needs of businesses, while over 55 saw the party in government as the worst for business. It's something that just is not talked about enough, I think. Like, people under 30 are just proper morons. And most socialist people ever.
I'd like to get actual opinions. So why is Labour the best exactly?
Well, they can never answer it.
Is it going to be something like, well, they'll tax them more, so that's what the businesses need.
Who knows?
Or maybe there'll be some they'll redistribute from the big businesses, the small businesses. That's not how it works, but whatever. Maybe they think that.
Yeah, you have a big problem in that all the people who say, "Oh, you're supposed to be a liberal when you're younger and a conservative when you're older," they keep not letting the young people grow up and keeping them reliant on, if it's not their parents, then the state. And it's like, no wonder they don't grow up.
Well, they need to keep you children. It's partly why it's part of the reasoning behind the Online Safety Act. They need to treat you like children. The reason, I mean, again, one of the most suspect things, and it's not quite related here, but one of the most suspect things for me was the whole gender thing, putting people on puberty blockers. It's like you're trying to keep people as children. It's this thing of it's just this constant trend, and it's very unsettling. But they need you to be a child. They will keep you infantile, and I think part of it is because a lot of the people never grew up themselves, and
Yeah,
it's a huge thing.
there was obviously Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes having a little tiff at the moment.
That was actually interesting to watch. I won't
yeah,
derail, but that was actually kind of
I
interesting.
thought Sargon had a good take on Nick because he's pointing out how Tucker's obviously being a smug prick, but Nick is he sort of doesn't feel like a man. He still sort of feels like a boy still.
Oh,
He doesn't feel like he's grown up really.
He still streams from his parents' basement, doesn't he?
It's probably his own house, but
You'd hope so.
but like he's got no girlfriends or anything, and he's just sort of
Well, I don't think he's into girls, but I know what you mean.
yeah. Or that was something, or just own up to being gay, and just stop being like the child who's been left behind.
That's probably true.
Mean, there is a wider conversation, and don't worry, Heron, I'm not going to derail too much, but I think that there is a wider conversation about the fact that we don't really seem to have many coming of age rituals in the West anymore. I guess one of the major ones actually was marriage, where you would leave your parents and join with your wife, to use the expression. And because we don't really,
you typically stay with your parents until you got married. Everyone would.
And I think that is part of the reason that we are having this thing where, like in the past, we didn't really have this concept of adolescence. You had child and you had adult. You didn't really have this in between stage. You didn't really have dating. You were single and then you were married. Those were, or at least engaged to be married.
Courting would take like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and so, and I think that what has happened is that we have shifted our perspective a bit too much on that sort of intermediary gradient, and then wondered why we can't seem to find the black or the white. I guess you can probably say that about a lot of things, and I guess you can ultimately blame the postmodernists for this, but I won't belabor the point. But I think that that's partly why, going back to this point, there's this sort of push towards the infantilization of I guess just the populace and all this other stuff. End of rant.
There you go. I can officially say I've not followed the Tucker Carlson Nick Fuentes thing because I literally don't care about either of them.
They're basically just both calling each other gay feds.
It actually is.
So I would literally get the same entertainment from Twitter. Excellent. Business groups and public affairs.
It is pretty good. I was going to say Nick's crash out. Actually,
video, it was good.
It's not a bad one, but I think that I would say do like the Cliff Notes version of it. You don't need to watch like the I didn't even watch the 2-3 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I saw some clips.
Yeah, I have a good propensity for long form content. I still skipped it.
Cool. Business groups and public affair giants are now forging relationships with Reform and a sign it is being taken seriously as a party, with party leaders getting into the routine of hosting business breakfasts. Neat. Business associations, including the British Chamber of Commerce and Confederation of British Industry, are expected to send delegates to Reform's party conference later this year. It's also been suggested that Farage would install business leaders in ministerial roles across government departments, including the Treasury, if Reform wins the next general election. Damn. Yeah, not had that before. Well, actually, we have. It's just that these business leaders used to turn into MPs because the job used to require a hell of a lot less.
You can just stick them in the. You can just stick them in the House of Lords.
Yeah.
And appoint ministers that way.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's going to get, if he wins like a majority, he's going to get the opportunity to stuff it with like 200 people or something like that. Makes sense. Nick Faith, founding director of Public Affairs Advisory, WPI, said Reform UK was positioning itself as the party for smaller businesses, taking care not to forge closer links with larger companies over the electorate's scepticism of big business. That's actually a good move. Given the party is consistently leading the polls, it would remiss of the business community to ignore Reform UK. Damn. I mean, the polling wasn't massive, but these comments certainly seem bigger than that. Anyway, Tommy Robinson arrested at airport. Because yeah,
I mean,
he
he did hit a guy.
did punch a guy in the face and knock him out. He did.
I'm
punch
getting
a guy
the
in
feeling
face, knock him out.
it was probably warranted because there is footage that they're not releasing of it. He probably was attacked, but why the hell doesn't he have security? Like at this point, he knows he's not someone who can just walk in the London subway and just be not have anything happen to him. He should have be paying for some security to handle this, so this doesn't happen, idiot.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
There's two sides of this. There's two sides to the coin, right? Like at one point, her wearing that skirt doesn't mean that anything bad should happen to her.
I
But
know,
if she wanted to further avoid things happening to her, she should probably not wear that skirt at that part of the town at that time of night.
I mean, this is true
two
for
things are true. Yeah.
This is true for any well-known person. Like Kim Kardashian. I mean, she's totally harmless, but she has very good private security always. Like every prominent person does, and he's got a lot of enemies. Tommy does, so I don't know why he thinks he doesn't need it.
it was. I mean, obviously, timeline of events, as far as I'm aware, is he was in St Pancras. According to him, he was supposed to go to trigonometry. After he knocked the guy out, basically that had to be cancelled. He was claiming that his trip to Tenerife was planned in advance,
as planned.
But then there's a Guardian.
He came back, so it probably was.
Well,
if he was running away, why would he be back now?
So there was a Guardian. I think it was a Guardian. There was some journalist who went to. There's people in Tenerife that Tommy knows, and basically all of them are saying, "I've not seen Tommy here," which is quite strange if this was all planned. Because why would you not meet your friends?
Yeah,
there?
but then this happened, so you could say that's sort of a bit. Yeah, this is causing a bit of problems on his trip.
I'm a little sceptical of Tommy's telling of events, but I am open-minded to the court case. This is inevitably going to happen here.
Yeah,
and
like I said,
I can't wait for the CCTV.
There will be plenty of that. So, and we've not seen any of that.
The CCTV is going to be funny in one of two ways. Either Tommy's lying, and he this guy probably went up to him, but probably wasn't being bad enough to warrant a punch in the face and got punched in the face anyway. Or he was actually trying to attack him, which is like just stupid. Why are you trying to attack a man who's known for fighting back, basically? So it's either way, that's going to be very funny.
I want to see I just want to see the punch. I mean, Tommy's a little guy, but he's got a good punch in him because he knocked that guy out cold.
Well,
and I want to see that punch.
He was 64. So.
Well, yeah, but still.
I want to compare it to the Manchester Airport attacker, personally. See how mean that right hook is.
Yeah. Oh, I bet Tommy would lay that little guy out flat.
Well, we'll see.
That guy just being all women. Yeah, I bet Tommy's got a better hook than him.
Well, you know what happened as soon as he did fight a guy. He got his head stomped in.
What, Robinson?
Yeah.
No,
the
Manchester
guy.
Oh, yeah.
When he actually had to fight someone, with his own build. But I think that the main problem with the whole Tommy thing is that even if he did, it's going to be very hard for people to sort of see any court case outside of, I guess, all of the string of court cases up to this point, right?
Yeah.
Like it's almost going to be worse if they actually try and make it a fair trial, if you know what I mean. Like we almost expect it to be unfair. We expect it to be weighted against him.
Because he's just, people have already made up their minds about him, one way or the other. You mean, yeah.
And then the narrative around it is already set. So this is what I'm saying. Like, even if he's guilty of just, let's say that he just hit a random 60-year-old just out of the blue, just whack,
face,
just done.
Out of my way, fatty.
Yeah, just power right in the kisser just as he got past, But even if it's not the case, the only thing you're going to see on social media is, Tommy's being, done for, he's being persecuted politically. That's all you're going to hear. And so, I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway, I mean, on top of all this, I think he's also being investigated for social media posts, which is gay.
Yeah, that's
Punch in the face is probably worth investigating, though. I'm gonna leave it there.
I'm guessing he is. I'm guessing though he was probably attacked.
Oh, he may well have been. I'm waiting to see CCTV before I
Because he
particularly
has
plant
got
my flag in either way.
he has got better with the fighting. I'll give him that. He's not as
I didn't get in as
scrappy
many.
as he
I'll give
used to
him
be.
that.
Yeah.
Well, he has habits, is the way I'll put it. But as I say, I'm willing to hear out the case and see the CCTV, which won't be released.
I just want to see the
unless
punch.
it's
The
leaked.
punch is going to be I bet it's going to be a good punch.
Well, it's got to be. Well, he was out cold, and pretty sure he had a head injury, bad enough to go to hospital anyway. So you'd think so.
Do you think that the police will arrest me if I make a Giles themed supercut over the top of it?
I think I'll be all right, mate.
Or whatever, however Giles theme goes.
What?
Oh, man, you know Giles? Yeah.
Oh,
Street Fighter.
the Smash Brothers one.
Street
No,
Fighter, you
Street Fighter.
Philistine.
Oh, that one. Right.
Yeah. But just do that over the top of it, or do you reckon it'll be a hate crime if I do that?
Probably a hate crime.
Okay.
He's not allowed.
Okay.
Anyway, civil service numbers at 20-year high despite pledge to cut costs. Thanks, Labour. This is our make work scheme.
As long as they're not
I
paying
hate
them,
it.
right? Then they still.
What's that paying them? They get paid really well.
Yeah.
Britain has
I keep getting asked if I should work for the government, and I'm just like, not if I can help it.
You should, to be honest, you should do it anyway. Like the benefit.
I was going to say, I think, I think like working for the government seems quite a good idea at the moment. Really,
You'll have
lots of pay.
You'll have a
don't need to
guaranteed
work.
job for 4 years, and
Which you don't need to do anything in.
yeah,
You're kind of selling it to me. Oh.
you may as well look at it. Yeah. Anyway, figures show 75% of staff are in management roles and above, compared with 60% a decade ago. Civil service middle management, known as grades 6 and 7, grew 5% last year, doubling up the previous decade. Growth to the top ranks of Whitehall also accelerated up 3.2% last year. How have they managed that? Like 22 billion black hole they kept going on about. All of a sudden, growth at the top ranks of Whitehall is 3.2% larger than last year. How? I don't even understand.
They're situated
Money
in
printer.
Chagos.
Yeah, money printer go burr, but why? After coalition-era cuts, the civil service fell to a low of 418,000 in 2016 before it rose again as government took on more responsibility as the result of Brexit. The Conservatives made a series of pledges to cut civil service after the COVID pandemic, but it continued to grow every year. Oh my god, it grew in COVID and they never cut it. Oh my god. Yeah, you get the idea. I don't really want to depress myself with that one, but just to let you know, this is where your tax money goes. Sarah, you may as well join them. Why not? Universities to lose cash if students claim asylum. A crackdown will begin next month to stop migrants using tertiary study as a way to stay in the UK. Yeah, it's a common scam. You get a uni place, you pay money to go into it, check bounces, whatever, you get the student visa, you get lost in the system. It's not how many do it, but it's how a fair few immigrants come over to play the system. And so they'll be barred from accepting foreign students if they fail to prevent their courses being used as a backdoor for migrants claiming asylum. Part of a fresh government crackdown, the unis will be penalised if fewer than 95% of international students accepted on their course start their studies, or fewer than 90% continue to the end. Institutions that accept foreign students will face sanctions of more than 5% of their visas if more than 5% of their visas are rejected. So, good. I'm not against this. This is actually fine. Good. Yeah. I'm. Oh my god.
The universities should just be all shut down. Really, that's the real end game of this.
I'm pretty close to that. Wow, is it? Birmingham Newman University has 10 international students. Birmingham has the least amount of international students. What?
Well, it's not. Well, this is
Something.
isn't my definition of British. That's the thing.
Yeah, but international. Well, true actually. Yeah. I suppose. Well, Leeds. Okay, Leeds is a surprising one. To be fair, that's not that. Well, Bradford actually. They could. Well, no, Leeds, Bradford. Leeds have a Bradford has a university. Canterbury, Christchurch. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Damn. Bishop's Gross Test University. I don't even know where that is. Damn, Leeds Trinity's low as well. That's surprising. The Royal Agricultural University. Well, my lord. The highest one, obviously, is the London School of Economics.
Of course.
64%. Hertfordshire's quite high. That's surprising. There's actually not. There's not as many Cambridge ones as I was expecting here, but you've got St Andrews, I suppose that's a big one. Yeah, Coventry. Well, they might not include Cambridge, actually, I don't know. De Montfort, I know that's Leicester. So yeah, there you go. Home Office has said that the majority of students claiming asylum do so as they approach their visa expiry date, indicating they are using the student route to make claims for humanitarian protection when circumstances in their country have not changed. Wow, you don't say. Worst performing universities will be named and shamed. Limits will be imposed on the number of new international students they can recruit until they've improved. Oh, just put the limit on all of them. Like, what are you doing, man? In fact, no, I don't know, actually. Well, okay. The Russell Group ones, probably fair enough, but absolutely change the scam that they have where they're letting in, like, thousands of them because their parents pay through the nose for them. That should probably change, but... Well, the university system, as you said, Tharium, it just needs it needs tearing down and rebuilding effectively.
Just tone down. Just tone down.
Well, you need some universities. Come on.
No, I think it makes people more stupid.
Anyway, yeah, but it won't be when you rebuild it. Serious problems with the UK reliance on migration, warns OBR official. So even the OBR are saying that our economic plan doesn't work.
We've tried it for years. Maybe we've got our numbers wrong.
So, yeah, David Miles, Budget for Office of Responsibility. To be fair, Tharium, you're not even far off. Like, that's pretty much what they say. So, writing in an essay published by the Common Good Foundation, Miles said, immigration, which primarily involves those of working age who are many years away from retirement, both delays the impact of ageing of the population and a driver of population growth. Some conclude from that that faster rise in population will be beneficial in alleviating acute underlying fiscal pressure. But even setting aside the fact that this is that the GDP per capita matters for the average standards of living and growth in GDP per capita is fine, and growth.
This man is making me so annoyed.
This is fine. Growth in population does not obviously boost GDP per capita. There are serious problems with the idea that fast population growth can consistently alleviate fiscal problems. It's fine. That's what we've been saying for years.
I know, but it's just finally. Oh, really? You're just figuring this out?
Well, yeah, fair enough. So he suggested tackling worklessness among working-age Britons. That was more important than attracting the most highly paid migrants to the UK. Yeah, but that's the problem. We don't attract the most highly paid migrants to the UK. That's the problem. Like 10% of visas are high-skilled visas. It's crazy. Almost the entire rise in economic inactivity since COVID has been driven by people born in the UK, many of whom are claiming sickness benefits that don't require them to look for work.
And also, like, Jack is right. Like, the high skilled stuff is bad too, because that should also be to actual Brits. But so you don't want any of it. It's all bad.
I don't agree with Jack on that.
Well, Jack's right.
I don't think he is.
Wait, what did Jack say? I missed it.
Well, Jack says, they go, oh, we just want high skilled immigrants. We just want thousands and thousands of these high skilled immigrants. But that just completely transforms your sort of the upper echelons of your society into a foreign one. That's really bad. You don't want it's just all bad. There's no sort of good immigration like these Civnat cunts pretend there is.
This has been mentioned before, but quite a lot of our upper echelons have been foreign for quite some time because
and it's terrible.
It's not terrible. It worked.
Everything is terrible. No, it didn't.
It's worked for centuries.
Victorian,
it absolutely has.
Our Victorian upper echelons were not foreign.
I was actually thinking back to the Normans, but
they almost quite a few of them were. Like,
no, they weren't. It was a tiny
Brunel was French. Disraeli was an Italian Jew. A few more.
Yeah,
I can't think
exactly.
off the top of my head.
My point, exactly.
But no, this isn't your point. Like, it's
It
all
is, there's
terrible.
not-
it's
there
not all
weren't
terrible.
any.
It's
You've
clearly
got-
not all.
It is.
What do you mean there weren't any?
You've got two. You know, this
Yeah,
is what
that I
mean,
can
it's,
think off the
they
top of
are
my
epi-
head.
but you say, oh, our upper echelons have been full of immigrants forever. They're so great. When that's just a lie.
I never said
No,
full.
they
I
weren't.
think that
I never said full.
I think that there's.
You
I
did
think
say
that there's
full.
I
also
didn't say full. I
there's
never
also
said
a wide,
full.
there's also a
did.
wider problem here, which is that our current upper echelons that are native don't seem to particularly care much for, not to make it all, not to sound like a commie, but there's a class problem
Yeah,
here
they-
as well, where our upper
they don't
echelon,
care.
they don't care too much about the plight of the natives either. So there's a much bigger problem here.
That started
Goodbye,
happening.
everyone.
No, you didn't.
I just went a bit commie and everyone just went quiet.
I was half listening. Sorry. The fiscal benefits of raising incomes of those who are born in the UK and who might be on a trajectory of consistently below average wages are as great as the benefit of having more people come and stay in the UK with average or especially well above average earnings. Yeah, so trade up British people. That's good. It comes after the OBR's faced scrutiny for overstating the economic benefits of migration, with Morgan McSweeney reportedly concerned that the watchdog does not properly account for the burden on public services. Yeah, basically, the OBR has been forgetting that immigrants also use public services. That's pretty much what happened, yes. So yes, fun times. Crime got so bad in Britain that foreign governments are warning their citizens about visiting. Australia, France, Canada, and even Mexico are advising their citizens to exercise caution when travelling to the UK. Thanks.
Our airports have signs when you come in, like telling you to take your watches off and stuff.
Oh, God. Yes. Anyway,
And your belt buckles.
I really don't want to go beyond the title of that. Spectator at Douglas Murray win defamation case brought by Mohammed Hijab. Yay! This is a great victory. The Specky and Murray have today won a defamation claim brought by Mohammed Hijab. Oh yeah, his real last name isn't Hijab. Who lied on significant issues in court and gave evidence that overall is worthless.
I was literally thinking it sounds like a made-up name.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carrie.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's one of my racist names. Mohammed Ahmed Hijab or some shit.
Yeah, it's just like, that's my name.
So, Hijab claimed that the article about Leicester riots published in September 2022 had caused serious harm to his reputation and loss of earnings as a result. Hijab travelled to Leicester in September 2022 after disturbances between local Muslims and Hindus there had begun, and gave a speech to a group of Muslim men, the majority of them in balaclavas, masks, hoods or caps, in which he said, if they believe in reincarnation, yeah, what a humiliating and pathetic thing for them to be reincarnated to, some weak, pathetic, cowardly people like that. Okay. Man.
Well, it's
kind of funny, but I'll give him that.
Overreact.
Tell me how you really feel. Hijab said this comment was referring to Hindutva, a Hindu nationalist group, not Hindus, but it was substantially true to say that he was referring to Hindus, the judge found. It was them that he was ridiculing. His earnings, Hijab claimed, had included a $3,500 a month deal to be a brand ambassador for the charity One Ummah, and $1,500 a month advertising contract with supplementary company Nature's Blends, and $30,000 for a Ramadan fundraising campaign with the charity Salam. Damn.
Oh, that's good money, isn't it? I wish I could be a brand ambassador. That's really easy money.
What the hell?
Occasionally say, oh, buy whatever. That's great. Paid $3,000 a month, yeah.
But messages that he relied on for these claims have appearance of being contrived for the purpose of these proceedings, the judge said. They addressed Hijab formally, despite coming from people who knew him well. They blamed the article, and they provided material that would be necessary to support a claim for financial losses, when one might not generally expect such detail. They also arrived at roughly the same time, which was several weeks after the article, but very shortly before a letter of claim was sent. The judge found that the witness Hijab was, combative and constantly argumentative, arguing his case rather than giving straightforward responses. He made an untenable denial of vigilantism over his actions in Leicester. He made claims that were not credible, and he said he was unaware of having given a speech in front of a van displaying images of the Holocaust on another occasion in Golders Green. Oh my god. He also described the Jewish people he encountered in Golders Green as Zionists without any objective basis. Well, yeah, this is why whenever I see the word Zionist, I just translate it to Jew, because it's all people mean a lot of the time. The judge rejects Segeb's claim because the videos he published were at least as reputationally damaging to him as the article, so it can't be inferred that the article caused or would likely to be to cause additional serious reputational harm. I love that.
Yeah, that's quite bad.
You posted these videos yourself, and all this article did was bring attention to it. You did this to yourself, you idiot. Yeah, so ultimate win there. Good on Douglas Murray.
Kind of like
Get wrecked,
kind of like the libs of TikTok when she posted the stuff, and they go, you can't post this, but you posted it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why he expected to win that, but well done.
Who was
Douglas
the guy
Murray.
that got in trouble for posting the Home Office statistics on social media? I can't remember.
Isn't that
there
everyone?
Probably multiple. Oh, actually, yeah. The more I think about it, I was thinking that
doesn't
really narrow down.
nail it down at all.
But there was a specific case that I thought about, but I would. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but yeah, it's kind of like you're literally putting your own government statistics online and get in trouble for it. It feels very much like that.
Fun times, yeah. Anyway, I forgot we're supposed to do the bingo card for the last couple of weeks, so here it is. We have some things to do, so...
Me and John wanted articles we posted.
I know, and I ignored them. I only have so much time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Fine, I'll do yours because you want to laugh at the gays or whatever. Oh, the concrete one. Oh, well, yeah, you can't build anything, I know that. World first gonorrhea vaccine rollout begins in the UK, so infection rates soar. Yay. Go on, Tharium, what did you want to say?
Scroll down.
What is it?
Here we get to the picture. Scroll down. This is the face that the BBC use for the gonorrhea vaccine. And read the private vaccination. This is this guy talking about it.
Because he's had many sexual partners, the 35-year-old decided to pay a private pharmacy for a course of gonorrhea vaccinations in 2024 before travelling abroad to a festival. He paid $220 and said he's glad he did. It helps knowing I'm in control of my sexual health and doing what I can to stay safe and practice safer sex and be much less worried about the severity of symptoms. So he basically got a vaccination of gonorrhea to basically have condomless. So, if you ever saw Monkey Dust, this guy is basically the costume guy.
It's like
that's all this guy is.
About his holidays is like, it's mad. So okay, my idea of a holiday is I've got to first get pumped full of vaccines and immunoboosters and stuff because I'm going to have all kinds of diseased cum in all my orifices, and that's his idea of a good holiday. It's just what is this?
I need to.
What is wrong with these people?
I'm gonna put the. I think it's this one. I can't really tell if it's this one. There's an old 2000s TV show called Monkey Dust, and one of the sketches, it's animated, but one of the sketches was a guy who's basically a secret gay, and he'd get his rocks off by going to other countries, basically to try and have gay sex, but he always got himself in like bad situations and things like that. So basically sounds like this guy. Not being funny as well.
What is this holiday though?
Kind of looks like him.
That's so gross.
I don't want to go into it, but I don't think this is particularly odd for gay men when it comes to their holidays.
I know.
Do you remember some of the articles around the monkeypox thing?
Oh yeah, dogs,
yes,
kids, yeah.
I'm not even going to say it, but if you remember, you remember. If you don't, well, I'm jealous.
Right. Anyway,
it's also quite unfair because like if you had a face like he did as a straight man, you're not getting any action, but as a gay man, you just get all of it.
Well, it's that famous male libido. Anyway, we're on the bingo card. Reform gained 6th MP. well, that's less likely. Ben Habib joins Homeland. No, he's got advanced, and actually, that was the thing I forgot to mention about Tommy Robinson. Possibly the worst timing for Tommy Robinson to say he's joined Advance UK, which is Ben Habib's party. There was actually, it's probably the only time I'm going to recommend watching Dan Wootton these days. But there was a really funny panel with him talking to Ben Habib about this, and Ben Habib goes on a bit of a rant about why it's actually all okay. It's like, oh, he's a British citizen. If I don't allow him to join, it breaks the whole point of the party. Anyone's allowed to join. Anyone, I tell you, anyone. And it goes on like that. And it is quite funny to watch because the man's clearly put himself in a corner and he's kind of realised that, well, every time Tommy's joined a party, it just kills it. Seems to be the pattern because he did it happened with the UKIP, which a lot of people blame Farage for. I don't really buy that personally, but it also happened with Britain First because he joined Britain First, and as they were getting momentum, and when he joined it just halted basically. So with Ben Habib's though, he seems to have jumped up a bit with Tommy joining to like 22,000. He calls them supporters, so I don't know if that's fully paid up members. It's really hard to tell with Ben Habib because I don't know if he's inflating the numbers, saying this is the people on the mailing list, or if it's people who've actually paid a tenner. It's hard to tell with Ben, but either way, there's been a jump. So well done.
It's like what was it, the Assassin's Creed or whatever? When they said, "Oh yeah, we've got this amount of players," they didn't say that we sold this amount of copies.
Yeah,
they say, this is the amount of players we have.
Yeah, exactly.
What is happening with Advance? Because when earlier you mentioned your party, the Corbyn party,
yeah,
I was just thinking, oh yeah, there was the other party that kind of just dropped off the face of the earth. What happened there? And I forgot to answer it. Ask then.
Well, that was a weird because it was announced the same day as Rupert Lowe's Restore as well, which just seems like weird timing to me.
Apparently, was coincidental.
Yeah, they said it was a bit of a cock up from all of them.
Such a bit. Which as I say, just makes it look like they don't talk to each other, which is really strange because they say they do. So whatever, it happened.
I don't think they don't say they talk to each other. They just sort of say, "Well, we wish each other well." Really.
The term "we've had extensive talks" was used by both sides. So beforehand. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
It's still really weird, but So Advance was launched. It's got basically every problem Ben Habib had with Reform when he left is actually happening with Advance. Because it's not a party, because it's not with the Electoral Commission. It's a company that Ben Habib owns. There's no members then because it's not a party. Yeah. Hence, I think he's called them supporters.
Work either.
They want was it 30,000, and then he's going to apply.
He wants 30,000, yeah, and then it's going to be sent off. He'll put another 100,000 in it or something. Yeah, the tick thing.
Because I saw I told you on the Discord, but when I saw the tick, the first thing I thought was, "Is this a toothpaste ad?"
Everyone calls it a toothpaste party. Yeah.
It was annoying because it was the gut response. I felt so bad.
Well, the tick thing's quite funny because Patriotic Alternative, whenever they kept saying they couldn't get past the Electoral Commission, and they kept saying, "Oh, it's because of the tick in our logo," which they never changed, which just makes it look like they didn't want to make a party. And so there's some people saying that that's probably why he's put a tick in it, because he doesn't actually want to make it, but who knows? It's
thinking himself.
About party logos, Labour have by far the best.
Well, the rose.
Because generally our party logos are horrific. Like Tories have that squiggly little shitty oak tree. Make it a proper oak tree, not some cart. It's all sort of come out of some business crap.
I like that.
They're all Reforms is shit, or an arrow crap.
That made sense with the Brexit Party, but yeah, I don't think they wanted to rebound too much.
It's still a shit for Brexit. It's just a shit logo. The Lib Dems is like that bird, but it's like it's corporate art style. It's second best, I'd say, but it's still got that shitty corporate art style.
Damn.
Like the Tories' corporate tree. They're all so bad. Homeland is actually decent. That's like a castle. That's actually quite good. That's probably my favourite logo. But they're all
sorry,
bad,
Homelands is definitely called the corporate art style. At least it's a castle.
Yeah, but it's but yeah, I just want. Can we have some good party logos, please?
I like the old Tory one, which was the hand with the torch, but they changed that.
Yeah, that's
On the
corporate
camera.
again.
Is it?
It feels like
The torch?
it feels corporate to me. Yeah, that sort of looks
Does
like
it?
a bank logo.
Oh,
A bank would have that sort of logo.
I don't agree on that one. Anyway,
If the Tories pick like a proper oak tree, like in more the style that Labour's rose is, that would be good. But no, they got
we'll
corporate.
See. Anyway, what was
crap.
Yeah. Anyway, so Ben, with Advance, Ben goes on a few, like Talk TV, and Dan Wootton keeps shilling it every now and then. Was very happy when Tommy joined, but as we said before, for the 30,000, I know people who think the tick was done on purpose to give him an excuse to not actually make a party, but it's hard to tell what Ben Habib's doing, what the plan is here, like what's the play. Because as soon as he announced it, he's like, oh yeah, I really wanted Rupert to join and be leader, but he really doesn't want to be part of a party. He doesn't think it's the way forward. It's like, I don't know what the play from either of them are really at this point, but they're going along with it.
I think Rupert's probably thinking of a Tory party takeover.
Which is just like beyond my head. I don't know
really.
what to comment on that. That's never gonna happen. Never in a million.
We'll
they're
see,
not. I don't even think they'd let him join personally. But you never know.
Well,
they might be
that's the
desperate.
thing. That's the thing. I think his thing is wondering, like, how desperate are they, and like the actual power plays.
Do they, if the party is going to absolutely fall apart?
Yeah.
If it's just going to disintegrate, then I think that there's a chance.
People,
it's like, are they going to stick to their neoliberal ideology, or are they going to think, well, it's better we exist and bank on Rupert?
Well,
so we'll see. We've got to see. We don't know yet.
I
mean, Kemi's done in November. That will be interesting. See what happens after that.
Well, even that, I don't know. It's really hard to predict what the Tory party are going to do because, they're keeping under wraps what their plan is. Really, it's hard. Like you never know.
They have form. They have form for purging leaders, so I don't think Kemi's going to last long.
They do, and I think there's a big debate over whether they should like carry on with that or like actually stick by the leader this time. But Kemi's so useless. It's like you're in a rock and a hard place because nobody cares what they say anyway, so it might not actually matter. It's so weird.
Hasn't there? I mean, their polling has decreased since the election, and this is with an awful Labour government. Kemi is not working.
Well, yeah, they've got a party with absolutely none of the baggage to the right of them, so it makes sense why that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, being an opposition party, easy as piss, right? You can just say whatever, and with Labour as an all-time dissatisfaction, should be so easy for them, but they can't do it. So yeah,
and then they're well, I think I said today, like they tweet like 2018 American influencers. Like that's what their social media is at the moment, really. Like they even got Mel Stride doing the generic walk to order camera while I explain things. I
saw some woman. I think she's a reporter making fun of that, going, "I have been mastering this talking while walking for years, and now all these MPs have decided in Parliament to copy that."
Yeah. I do find it quite funny that Jemrick's momentum's died a death after the Afghan thing. That has been quite funny to watch. Anyway, so yeah, that's Ben Habib and all that. Recession, we're not quite there yet. We need official statistics. Starmer's still leader, unfortunately. War is very much not over. In fact, it's getting worse.
There's a war in Thailand and Cambodia now.
Oh, wasn't that like 3 days?
Oh yeah, I didn't hear about that.
We've got another war. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, who cares? It still count even if that started. We've still not had a major reshuffle, though Tories did reshuffle and nobody cared. More tax rises.
Nobody even knew who they were.
The only
person they reshuffled.
The only person people knew was Cleverly, and everyone basically said, "Well, Cleverly's probably looking for a leadership position." Yeah. Honestly, if I keep telling people this as well, if Kemi gets replaced, it's by Cleverly. But Jemrick's still very popular.
I don't know.
With some of the people, but people forget, like, Cleverly's basically a normal person to a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, his like,
he's
brand.
been like pro Boris wave and stuff.
Yeah, no, but Tories stand by that. Tories keep defending that record, so of course they're going to be fine with him.
That's why they're so bad in the polls.
Exactly. Which is what I don't get about Jane. Like, I don't know why she keeps defending them. Like, pretty much every Tory MP stands by the record. How are you missing this?
Like, you can like the correct thing is, like, you can support the institution, but recognise it needs a big purge.
Which is kind of Kemi. That was Kemi's point, but she just didn't do anything. It's so funny. Like, Kemi was actually the most annoying in cabinet for them during those years, because she actually was against quite a lot of the stuff, which is why I thought she'd be quite good. But then she got into power and didn't got into leadership and didn't do anything.
She wanted more. She wanted more student visas and stuff. She just basically sort of said it was basically just the Black Lives Matter stuff she thought was getting a bit out of hand.
Yeah, but I mean, she I think was a critic of the Online Safety Act, which puts her far and way above, like, you know, the other based ones like Gemrick, who said nothing on it, because he supports it. More tax rises. Wait for autumn. Trump not assassinated yet. Somehow, like, Stelios is still at the Lotus Eaters. We were like dead wrong on that.
He likes it there.
Like
he likes it there.
Yeah, which I find very odd, but I don't know what it's like in the background.
They're nice guys. They from the sounds of it, they all get along and have like fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was at Tomlinson's wedding, so you know. Well, they're gonna be friends, but seemed from the outside a bit odd. But anyway, Islam party surges. Well, that's going to be Corbyn's, but we're going to wait till they actually make a party on that. Another pandemic hasn't happened. Surgeon isn't being sentenced. Tommy Robinson did indeed get arrested.
You can cross it out again.
So I can cross it out again. Why did we do it the first time? I can't remember. I did it and then undid it, and I can't remember why.
Oh, I think it was because at first his release was denied or something.
Oh, and
then
we were like,
then he appealed it and was released.
Yeah, that is something like that anyway. But we officially have a bingo though. There you go. Reform gained control of councils. Excellent. Reform won against Tommy. We've got common blackout. Tommy got arrested. Illegal migration. Way up.
I feel like this is kind of a cheat line, because it's almost all Tommy Robinson.
Well, we didn't like put effort into it, did we? It's a meme, man.
It's like Tommy exists line. This is what this is. Of course, it's going to win.
Yes, we should have put Tommy elsewhere. Yes. I think the next most likely one is like the diagonal going up, like the Islam Party and the Starmer no longer leader. That might be the next one. I don't know if Labour will get rid of him. Actually,
Starmer's questionable.
Yeah, Starmer's questionable.
Regarding the. Do we have like an official Islam party yet, or are we thinking like the Palestine Party?
Well, we're counting.
There
Corbo's.
was one.
There was one in like, I think it was made in like the late 80s, and it dissolved in like 2000s or something. But like, we're counting Corbyn's as the Islam Party for obvious reasons.
Okay.
They're all the Islam Party, really, though, aren't they? No, I'm talking about everyone. Like,
I know what you mean.
Tories, Labour, they all love them. King Charles, anyway. King Sodding Charles. Oh, can't escape it. God.
I will have no anti-monarchy chat in this stream. Right.
A happy Ramadan to you, too, Tharium.
I
will hurt you.
I will only hear complimentary talk of King Charles, peace be upon him. Right.
Oh. He'd love that. He loves that. If you said that to him, he'd love it.
Anyway. With that, that's everything I wanted to go through today anyway. So I hope you're all caught up. I'll need to throw out topic suggestions for the poll on Friday, and obviously we'll do a Tosh Talks next week. We have, I have Hollow Knight on Thursday, which it's a really weird stream because 4 people watch it for about 2 hours and then about 15 people turn up right at the end. I don't know why that keeps happening. And And then obviously on Saturday we've got Laughing at the Guardian. Got you two on actually with CK, who was in the chat before. Might still be in there. So there you go. That's plan for
he's a
Saturday.
prick.
I need you to get on.
Hostile work environment.
He's always
gonna be a good episode.
nipping at my heels. He is. Utter
Oh no!
prick.
Oh no! Oh no! I'll tell him to stop being right then. Right.
I have BTFO'd him every time he's tried it.
Well, we'll see how it goes Saturday then, won't we? Right. Videos out as and when I can make them, of course. Tomorrow it's going to be quite an easy one because I'm going to be covering iDubbbz because he made a stupid video on immigration. So that's going to be easy.
Wait, is that since his last stupid video?
What was his other last stupid video? The Content Cop?
The Content Cop is the one I'm thinking of.
Isn't
covering
Ethan
that.
Klein suing him?
Not him. I
No.
think it's
Some of the others, right? It's Frogan is one of them.
Frogan and a few other basically the Hassan orbiters.
Frogan, Casey Tron, and Denims. It's quite funny. It's 3 girls, and absolutely. The reason he's suing them is because every single one of them basically said, "Yeah, we're just watching this, not going to react to it, don't care." Like they all said their intent. They all then did the intent, left their chairs, whatever. I think Casey Tron just smoked weed the whole time. And
she was actually somewhat unconscious, like barely conscious for most of it.
And so
Is she the one who used to do League of Legends streaming?
Possibly. Well, I think one of them did.
My brother used to play, and I think she streamed it, and she was just really bad, but she was just just farming the hate. And it seems now she's gone into like the Hassan orbit.
I can almost respect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing. The reason that they got caught out specifically is because in almost comedic fashion, Captain Planet turns to camera or turns to viewer, goes, "I'm going to commit a crime now." By the way.
Yeah, that's basically what they did, and that's why Ethan's going after them, as he rightly should. Like, the funny thing is that everyone's having a go, like, "Oh, you were the fair use guy," and it's like, you're just stealing his content. Like, go away. Like, you deserve this.
It's not even that you've stolen it. It's just you preemptively went in, telling people your intent before you even went in, then fulfilled the thing that you said you were going to do, and then afterwards he's like, "Well, I'm going to, I'm. You're going to get in trouble now because you did the thing that you said that you were going to do, and now you're upset because you're in trouble because I called you out for doing the thing that you said that you were going to do that was wrong." There you go. Yeah, it was bizarre.
Yes. Well, I mean, another reason as well, by the way, why he's going after them financially is because they all supported and basically gave their viewers the idea of calling Child Protective Services on Ethan and sending skulls, sending, they were fake skulls, but still sending skulls to the house and things like that. Like, the guy just got fully abused, so I have no problem with him trying to bankrupt them. Like, go for it.
Yeah.
And hopefully,
watching.
Hopefully it kills Twitch. Anyway, go on, Cero.
Oh no, I was just going to say, even Asmund from the sidelines is just like these are the people that were sort of insinuating that he killed his mother because she was a smoker and he didn't stop her from smoking, and so he's been thoroughly enjoying it from the sidelines, just being like, yep, they're sort of getting these are terrible people and they're getting what's coming to them.
Indeed,
I liked Asmund Goldway, his video with his dad getting cancer because his dad phoned up and was on the stream on that, and his dad goes, "You're not very combative. I make up for it for both of us." And Asmund Goldway says, "Yes, you do." And then his dad's going, "If they just let me shoot." Then Asmund Goldway says, right, everyone.